Hello friends, welcome back. In the last video, we have implemented authorization, role-based authorization. However, during the process of testing, we realized that our method or our role-based enforcement is not working. So, as I promised you in the last video, that in this video we are going to troubleshoot and know why that is happening. So if we go to our postman correction, try to hit to access the list of all users. And this access token is the access token for an admin user. This is an admin user. If I try to get all the users, can see that I am getting for 3 forbidden. You do not have permission to perform this action. This means that in the process of auth token filter, the user details in the token is lacking some admin permissions. So where did we go wrong? I can see that inside our admin we have properly configured at pre-authorized. Any of these method requires permission or role underscore admin. Therefore, I am certain that the issue is not here. So if we go to our security config, we have enable method security. So I think this one should work. We have also set pre-post enabled to true. That means that this annotation here, this annotation at pre-authorized should work. So, and also I can see, let us see how are we handling our filters. How are we handling our filter? How are we handling custom access denied handler? So at the exemption handling level, we start by authentication entry point, which is auth entry point JWT. So this handles the authentication issues. So because it is going past this filter, therefore that means that authentication is happening successfully. Username and password are being authenticated successfully. Where it is failing, it is at this filter, custom access denied filter. Custom access denied filter. Where for this custom access denied filter, it is not getting the correct permission. So most probably let us try to resolve this issue. Let us try to resolve this issue. Let us go to our admin controller. What will happen if we remove the role suffix? No, not suffix but prefix, and we be left with our role admin. What will happen? So basically what will happen? Because our authentication objects should pass this information to the corresponding controller. So if this does not work, let us try and see. Is it working? Has it started? 8090, Tomcat started on port 8090. I am getting the same error. Therefore, I was certain 100% that this could not be the case. Now, another thing that I am suspecting that the authentication object, since let us go back to the filters. This security filter. So let us look at this. Because authentication is happening successfully, which authentication object is created? I want to see the authentication object that is created. What are the details? Because from that authentication object, we should extract the principal and check whether that principal has got the correct permissions. So if I go to this auth entry point JWT, this one is the one that checks for unauthorized, and this one is proceeding on where. Now I want to go to our JWT class, and check for auth token filter. So this auth token filter. So let us inspect this auth token filter, because this is the one that is responsible for checking, for validating the JWT, extract the user, check the permissions and everything, check whether the token is expired or not. So let us go to this. So we have started by getting the username from JWT token, user details, road user by username, we pass the username password authentication token. We are creating an authentication object, new username password authentication token. Yeah. The problem is actually here. We are passing the principal as null, which should not be the case. Remember, principal represent the currently authenticated user. Therefore, our filters are failing to know the roles of the currently authenticated user, because the currently authenticated user is null. So what do? We pass the user details. There. So let us run our code and see whether we will be able to log in to our service. Let us see whether we will be able to access the list of user. So basically, friends, I can say that there is where the error was. So the authentication object was not properly updating. So if we try to hit this endpoint, can see that I still don't have the permission. Okay, have I set user details properly? Yes, I have set user details properly inside our auth token filter. So I am wondering, what is not happening? Auth token filter, what is not happening? User details. No. Okay, we have made the issues. We are supposed to pass the user details. We are also supposed to pass the authentication, the credentials. In this case, let me pass the credentials as null. So missing this part. Initially it was like this and it was not working. So for us, instead of coming here, add user details, we added user details and deleted the authentication. So that means that our object was not correctly constructed. Therefore, during the process of filtering, a principal was not properly extracted. Now, please bear with me, friends. Remember, as you do your programming, or as a software engineer, debugging and looking for errors is one of the tasks for software developer. You should be able to detect error where the errors are in your code. If I send this request, this time around it should succeed. So I have been able to get all the users. Remember, I am using the role admin. What about if I sign in with a user? So like 8, send this request. So you can see that this is role user. I want to use the access token for a user to access what should be accessed by admin. So first and foremost, I want to add that token there. If I send this request, it should say forbidden. That means that our role-based authentication and authorization is working successfully. It is working successfully. It is working successfully. Can I be able to transact? I can be able to transact as a user. So that means that only what is inside the admin has a protected endpoint. It has a protected endpoint. So let us continue with our video. So I promised you that as part of what we are going to do in this video, we are also going to handle things to do with token, or rather reset password. Remember, it is easier for a user to forget his or her password. It is very easy for a user of a system to forget his or her password. Therefore, what will happen if a user forgets his or her password? What will happen? That means that the user will not be able to access our system. So we should provide a mechanism for this user to be able to access his or her account. So with that regard, let us start with forget password journey. Forget password journey. So I want to begin by creating an entity. Java class. I will call this password reset token. Password reset token. Basically, how does this journey go? This is how it goes. A user goes into the system, enters the incorrect username or password. Then the user realizes that I have forgotten my password. The user will initiate the password reset. The system will ask for a registered email. Once the user provides the email that is registered in our system, and a password reset token will be sent to that email address, so whereby user will click that link and the user will be redirected to reset his password. So in this case, we need to have password reset token. Okay, so let us create this entity. So at getter, at setter, at or add constructor, at no args constructor. Then I want to create at entity. So at entity, okay, password reset token. So at ID, so at generated, I want this ID to be generated automatically. So I will pass the strategy to be generation type dot identity or auto. Then I will define this field private from ID, then private string token. We have to have private string token. Okay. We also have to private instant. So this so basically instant is if you go through this class, you will come to understand more about instant. But basically, it's a single instantaneous point on a timeline. This might be used to record event timestamp in the application. So basically, a point in time. For a point in time, because we want this token to expire. Okay, so want us to say expiry date. Want this token to expire after 24 hours. I also want a private boolean used. So once a token has been used, this will mark a token as used. Now every token must be unique. So I will say at column at column into bracket nullable is equals to false. This should not be null. Unique is equals to true. Okay. Also expiry date at column nullable false. Expiry date should not be null. Expiry date should not be null. Okay. So I also want to add one more field that links a token to a user. So I will say private user private user, and I have to add at many to one relationship fetch type dot resi. So I am going to say fetch type dot resi, and this is fetch. This is fetch. So our fetch is fetch type dot resi, and also this should be nullable at column name is equals to user ID, nullable is equals to false. Nullable is equals to false. Okay, now I want to create a constructor. So generate constructor. So I want to put the token, expiry date, and user. Let me remove the used boolean used. So those are the three fields that I want in our constructor. Now we are good to go. So the next thing that we are going to do is to go and create a repository called password reset token repository. Password reset token repository. So inside my repository class, new Java class, password reset token repository, and this should be an interface, and this should extend JPA repository, extends JPA repository. And so what is our entity name? Our entity name is password reset token, password reset token. Our primary key field is wrong, so wrong is our primary key field, and I want to annotate this with at repository. If you don't annotate this with at repository, when you are doing field-based injection or using an auto-wired keyword, it will be problematic to you. So I want to define one optional method, optional. So optional, we pass password reset token. So this method will be used to find by token. So find by token, find by token, string token. So it will go inside here and find for a particular token. Up to that point, are we together? Because the next thing that I want us to go to, I want us to go to user service. I want us to go to user service. So I want things to be very clear, friends. I want things to be very clear, friends. So let me go to the users service. Users service. Where is my user service class? Want to go inside the service, user service. I want to create two methods. The first one is void generate password reset token. Generate password reset token. So what do we need? We just need the email address for us to generate password reset token. Then void reset password, reset password, reset password. What do we need to reset password? We need the token, and we also need new password, new password. Now let us go and implement these methods. Let us go and implement these methods. We go and implement these two methods. Now let us begin with implementing generate password reset token. So we want to generate password reset token. So basically, when users enters a valid email, a password reset token will be sent to that email if and only if that email is found on the DB. So what we do is we begin by checking for user. User is equals to user repository dot find by email, user repository dot find by email, user repository dot find by email. So I want us to create this method very fast inside our repository, inside our user repository. Remember, we are only supposed to send this reset token to only users who are in our system. So I will create an optional method, optional, optional of type user. So I will say find by email, find by email, and I will pass string email. So this will go into the database and find user by email, find by email. So I am going to pass the email dot or else throw, or else throw. So what should we throw? We are supposed to throw user not found exemption, user not found exemption. So inside here we are going to say new runtime exception arrow function. So I'm going to say user not found exemption, or else throw, user not found, user not found, and this should be inside the arrow function like that. So user not found, because we are supposed to send this token. I want to say this again. We are not supposed to send this token to anybody, only registered user. Now let us construct the token. So I will say string token is equals to UUID. I want this token to be globally unique dot random UUID dot to string UUID. So basically, this token will be unique. This UUID is a class that represents an immutable universally unique identifier. Universally unique identifier. A UUID represents a 128-bit value. 128-bit value. So that is why I want us to use UUID. Then I want to define instant expiry date. Let me first of all import this so that we don't face the problem in the future. Expiry date, instant expiry date is equals to instant go to instant dot now dot plus. I want this to expire in 24 hours, so I put 24. Then I have to define what is this 24. So I will say chrono unit dot hour. So this token will expire after 24 hours. So password reset token is equals to new password reset token is equals to new password reset token. Remember, inside the password reset token, we created a constructor. That takes in the user. So it takes in three things. It takes in the token. It also takes in the expiry date. And it also takes in the user. Then this is an object. Then the next step is to generate the UI. So to save that token information in the database. So I will say password reset token. So let me inject the repository here. So I will say private final password reset token repository, password reset token repository. I add constructor parameter. I continue with my method here. So password reset token repository dot save. I want to save password reset token. So the token details will be saved into the database. That is the token, the expiry date, and the user associated with that token. Then I will construct URL. String URL is equals to, this is the URL that user should click. So I will say front end URL plus slash reset password token. So what will be the value of the token? Token is equals to plus token. So this is the link that the user will click and he or she will be directly directed to reset password. So I want to create this method, not this URL. So I'll go to inside the applications.property and I will define front-end URL. So I will say spring, I will say spring dot front end URL equals to http localhost the 3000 http localhost port 3000. This is the front end URL. So I want to read this inside our service. Therefore I will say at value so we use this and I will say private string front-end URL. So this is the front-end URL that I have defined here. Now I will define string subject. The subject of our email is going to be reset your password. Then I will say banking system. We are dealing with the banking system, so we want to reset the password. Okay, now I want us to send our email. I want us to send our email. Remember, throughout this course, I have shown you how to send email, using Thymriff. We created this email service here. So if you have not followed our Spring Boot series with the title Spring Boot Advanced, Spring Boot Beginners to Advanced, please follow this video. You will see this video sending email to the user. Now I want to create a method very fast. The method that we will use to send an email, an OTP email to the user. So I will say public void send OTP reset email, and I will pass various parameters. I will pass string to, pass string subject. I will pass string username, and I will pass string reset link. So I am going to pass these things. So my message is equals to Java mail sender. So we don't have Java mail sender here. Java mail sender dot create my message. Then we create our try catch block. I just want to catch messaging exception E, and then I want to say logger dot error, and the error should be error sending email. I want to see the error sending email to so we are sending email to 2. Yes. Then we get the reason why did it fail. E dot get message. Now that was handling the messaging exemption. Define catch for Java messaging exception. But we have a try and a catch block. Why do we have to delete? Try catch. Have a try catch. Let us write some code here, and this error will go. So my message helper is equals to new my message helper. Inside here I want to pass my message, and I also want to want this to be processed as I want to add the encoding to be UTF-8 encoding. Yes, UTF-8 encoding. So this will be a multi-part email. Therefore, I also want to process the Thymriff content. So I will say context is equals to new context, new context, new context. Then in the thime ref, we will say context dot set. We are going to set variable, so we will have a variable called username, and we are going to set the username. Okay, we are going to have also another variable called reset link. So this one will be reset link, and we are going to pass reset link. Then we are going to process. So I will say string HTML content is equals to Spring template engine. This comes from thymref dot process. What are we processing? So the name of our template will be email reset dot html. Then we pass the context. Okay. Now say helper dot set from. Want to set our from here. So we have our from here. So our from, do we have sender email defined at the top? Yes, we have our sender email defined here at the top. Okay, those things, if you go through my email sending code, you will understand it. Helper dot set to. So who are we sending the email to? This is the email that the email address that you will provide. Then helper dot set subject. Let us set the subject. After that, helper dot set text. What is the text? Our text will be our HTML context set true, because these are HTML context. Then we say Java mail sender dot send. What are we sending? We are sending our email. And basically, this is the piece of code that we need to send an email to a user. So if we go back to our user service and continue with our method, I want us to send that email. So let us call email service here, because I believe we don't have this email service. So you'll say private final email service. I want us to inject this inside our constructor. Add this to our constructor. Let this be the same level. So let me send the email. So I will say email service dot send OTP reset email. We are sending the to, which is user dot get email. Then the subject is what we have defined there at the top, and then the URL. We also need to set the username. User dot set username. User dot get username, like that. And I think we are good to go. Why is required type int? I defined send OTP. Send OTP email, not OTP email. Send OTP reset email. Sorry. OTP reset email. And we are done with that piece of code. Let us implement this method very fast so that we can go and test our code. So I will begin by saying password reset token is equals to password reset repository dot find by token. So the very first step is to get the token dot or else throw. What are we throwing? We are throwing new runtime exemption, and we are saying that invalid password reset token, invalid password reset token. Now we have our, so we do some check on our token. If our reset token, the first check is if our token is used. If reset token dot is used, what do? We return, we throw new runtime exemption, throw new runtime exception, and say password reset token has been used. Password reset token has been used. The other check if the token is expired. So let us say if reset token dot is before, if reset token dot get expiry date dot is before, so instant dot now, if that token is before now, that means that that token has already been used. That token has already been used. So we are going to say, let me copy this, don't want to type every now and then. So I will paste that code, password reset token has expired, has expired. If we come out of this point that the token is not used, the token is not expired, and the token is found, what do? We reset the password user is equals to because we want to reset token for a given user, reset token dot get user, then user dot set. What are we setting? We are setting the password encoder, password encoder dot encode. What do we want to encode? We want to encode the new password because we don't want to store this password as a plain text. Then user repository dot save. We want to save the user. We want to save the user. Okay. Then after saving, we set the reset token dot. We want to set used to true, so that ensures that this token cannot be used again. Then we say password reset token repository dot save reset token. So that is all about the code for doing the actual token reset. That is it. So I want us to go to our controller, and basically who can reset the password? User can reset the password, and for you to reset the password, you don't need to be authenticated. You don't need to be authenticated. You don't need to be authenticated. So I want us to go to our repository, complete this method, and test our code. So our controller, down here at the top here, I want to call that method or inject that class private password password reset service. Okay, it is not a new service, it's within the user service. So basically what I will do, this will be our post mapping at post mapping. So this post mapping will be slash public slash reset password, reset password, then public response entity, want to make this generic, reset forgot password, let us call this forgot password. So this one we can call this forgot password. So when you forget password, we are going to pass at request param, at request param. So we are going to pass string email, string email. This is the email where you will receive the reset token. So I will go inside my try and catch block. Inside the try, I will say user service dot generate password reset token email. Okay. Yes. Return response entity dot status, return response entity dot okay, and then new message. Here we define our message response, new message response. So we are going to say reset email message, but now where do we define a very good reset email message? So I want to say reset email. Let me expand this code so that you can see everything well. Reset email, reset email message, reset email message. Remember, we don't have this reset email message, so we are going to define this in a few. So let me go at the top, define this. So inside here, I want to define this private string set email message. That error should go, but then that is not the end. We are going to construct that beautifully looking message. Now let us go to our catch. Let us go to our catch method. So this catch method should catch error related to email. So I will say exception E. So I will copy this, I will paste this here, return response entity dot status. Instead of okay here, say dot status. So which status will I pass? I will pass http status dot internal server error, dot body. So my body will be an error. So basically this is it. But inside here, I want to pass an actual error. So I will say error sending email due to e.get localized message. Now I want to copy this very fast, the whole of this method. I will paste it down here. This, instead of forgot password, this will now be reset password. This will do the actual password reset. Actual password reset. So it will do the actual password reset. So we are going to do some retrobate modification. So we are going to add a request param. The first request param is token. The second request param is new password. So user service dot reset password. I want to pass token. I also want to pass our new password. Return password reset successfully. So this one I will say password reset successfully. Password reset successfully. Exemption E. So error resetting password. So error resetting password. Error resetting password due to this. Now. I want us to go to applications.property and define this reset email message. This reset email message here. So I will say at value. So right now we have not yet defined this, but we are going to define this shortly. So I will call this reset dot email dot message. Reset dot email dot message. I want this message to be very dynamic. I want to put that message inside here. I hope up to that point we are together. Up to this point we are together with everything. So I am going to define this email reset message. We have sent a password reset link. We have sent a password reset link. Remember, I have put this inside application.property so that you can feel free to define the message that you want to your email. Please check your inbox. Please check your inbox and spam folder for the instruction, and follow the instruction to reset your password, and follow the instructions to reset your password. Then tell the user the link will expire in 24 hours. So I think we are done with password reset. So I want us to test this code. So for us to test this code, I want us to duplicate this link and this link, duplicate, forgot password and reset password. So this forgot password, I am going to add it inside our auth folder. For reset password, forgot password. No, I was supposed reset password, forgot password. Then this reset password, I want to add it inside our auth folder also. Reset password. What about forgot password? Forgot password, duplicate this, move it side here. So I will remove this copy. Reset password, forgot password. So this forgot password, this one is running on localhost 8090. It is running property dot end password reset dot user may not use at column to specify column map. Instead use join column instead. Okay. I know where the error is. The error is in our password reset token entity, where we used column instead of join column. Password reset token entity. So here supposed to use at join column. Supposed to use at join column instead of at column. So our code is running on port 8090. Let us wait for our code to execute so that we can test everything back to back. So our code is running on port 8090. Port 8090. Yes. So our password reset is inside the auth controller. So we are passing an email. We are passing an email. We are passing an email. Therefore, what I will do is I am going to sign up. I will create user code Alberto2. Then I will create albertjane @gmail.com. Password is 123. Create this user. User registered successfully. I want to log in. So assume I have forgotten. This is Alberto here. I want to sign in. This is Alberto. I want to sign in here. Assume I have forgotten my password and I am not able to go past this stage. I have forgotten my password. What do? I will do the reset password. So I will go to this and pass my password as Albert Jane as my email. Then send. Error sending email due to error resolving template. Email reset template might not be accessible. Very good. Remember, we need to add this email reset template inside our templates on the resources folder. So we have not yet added that code. So what we will do, we are going to add that code in a very shortly. We are going to add that code in a very shortly. I am going to share that code with you. As a file so that you don't need to write the whole code, so that you only focus on HTML. Now to open the Google Chrome. I will share this code with you. So you can see the importance of login, robust login system. So login helps us to know where the problem is. It helps us to know where the problem is. So now, this is the code that I want. So I will go inside my templates folder, resources, templates folder. I will create a new file, call it email password, or I will call it reset email.html, reset email.html, reset email.html, and paste that file here. Then I will ensure that inside my email service I am calling reset email reset. It should be reset email, not email reset. Reset email. Let me rerun this and execute that command once again. So I am going to use this email to receive any further communication with regard to that account. So let us test whether email reset is working or not. Let us test this. Let us wait for the service to restart. Let us wait for the service to restart. Let us wait for the service to restart. Wow. We want to reset our password. Wow. That video has been wrong, but I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are doing things practically, because I believe in doing things practically. If you just follow dormantly, well, you will run, but your running will not be as effective as if you are doing it practically. So I really encourage people to do things practically. Get a cup of coffee, stay somewhere, do things practically. Yes, I really encourage you to do that. I really encourage you to do that. Write the code, test it, see the output, be proud. Coding is not hard. It's not hard. So 8090. Okay. You want to tell me that it has not yet started? Started banking application. Now it has started. No. Let us send this request. We have supplied the email, so it will go into the database, check if this email exists in our users table. If the email exists, it will send a reset link from where we can reset our password. Yes. So why is it too slow? Sometimes the process may be slow because of threading. That is the email thread. But let us be patient. So you can see that we have sent a password reset link to your email. Please check your inbox and spam folder for instruction to reset your password. The link will expire in 24 hours. So we are going to customize this time. So let us go to our email. I think there is this Jama group. So hello Alberto2, this is my username. We have received a request to reset your password. Click on the link below to set a new password. If you did not request this, you can ignore this email. Your password will remain unchanged. This link will expire in 24 hours for security reason. So if you click on this, click this link. This is the front-end URL. So when we are handling the front end, we will know how we will redirect you to a page where you will reset your password. But in this case, I only need this token, so I will go to the other link, reset password. We'll go to this link, reset password, and then I will put the token. That is the token, and I will put my new password. So I will put password at 2025, send. So this should be 8090. 8090. I am passing this parameter token and new password. 8090. So password reset successfully. So my password has been reset successfully. If I try to reset again, it will tell me that this token has already been used. Error setting due to password reset token has been used. So this password reset token has been used. Now if I go and try to sign up with the old password, sign up with the old password 123, it will say incorrect credentials because the password has already been reset. What about new password 2025? This should work. So I have been able to successfully log in. So that was the password reset journey. Thank you friends for watching my video. Stay tuned until I post the next video. In the next video, we are going to do third party authentication, that is login with Google and GitHub. So that is all out two. Stay tuned. So if you have not yet liked this video or subscribed to my channel, please do so. Thank you.